everybody. Welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfeld, and man, it just gets better and better. For months now, we've been talking about how this market is really getting overextended, which leads us to believe that things might start to slow down. And over the past month, we've seen the S&P 500 traverse sideways, giving us a yellow caution sign to maybe we want to be looking for protection for our portfolio. And of course, we go to war with Iran, and the market now not only is giving us yellow warning signs, it's giving us red extreme caution signs and breaking down below key demand levels. We haven't seen a break for some time, which leads a lot of us, including myself, to be building short positions in this market. Oh, the month of March has been fantastic. We're already down about 7% going into the weekend for the S&P 500. Will we get another 2 down days? I doubt Monday and Tuesday will bring us back into positive territory for the month of March, but we shall see. What I can tell you, we got some pretty exciting stuff happening on the earnings front. It's not really that exciting, but there are a couple earnings announcements which you may want to pay attention to because they may be in your portfolio. 355 companies reporting earnings. We start things off on Monday with BYD Motors. Now, I am particularly interested in this one. I wish that we could get BYD vehicles in the United States. They are phenomenal. They're a definite rival to Tesla, and some of the features and functionality are absolutely incredible. When I was in Thailand recently, I got to ride around in a few of them. Man, love those vehicles. Anyway, they will be reporting earnings on Monday. We move things over to Tuesday. We're going to trifecta of Nike, McCormick & Company, and FactSet Research. Wednesday brings us ConAgra Brands, Lamb Weston, Calm, that's right, and Tilray, T-L-R-Y. Calm is Cal-Maine Foods. And moving on to the final one for the week is on Thursday with AYI, that's Acuity Brands. And after that, there's really not much to speak of with regards to earnings on Friday's session. Of course, markets will be closed. Okay, now what is the important part here going forward? It is about Jerome Powell and what the Fed is going to do. Lots of speculation. Are we going into a recession? Is everything warm and fuzzy and great? We just don't know at this point because of the uncertainty that revolves around Iran. What I do know is we're going to see Jerome Powell give a presentation at Harvard. Oh, the man, the myth, the legend. We'll be doing a speaking engagement at Harvard University. This is part of a panel discussion on Monday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, this by itself usually isn't that critical, but remember, he has the power to say one word that could send this market absolutely reeling. Now, remember, markets open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, so this will be 1 hour into the trading session. So if you find yourself sitting at your computer an hour into the market and all of a sudden things start going really weird and you're going, what the heck is happening? It's probably because some comment made by Jerome Powell. So if you can, tune in and watch that one, or just be very careful around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Now let's talk about other pieces of important information. We'll start things off with a flurry of jobs data. As we know, the first week of a month is usually jobs related. That's when all the heavy data comes out, and this month is no different. April starts things off with the JOLTS job openings. That's going to be on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, followed up on Wednesday by the ADP non-farm employment change. That's going to be at 8:15 a.m., so before the markets open. On Thursday, you have your unemployment claims at 8:30, and then this is one I still have questions about. As we know, Good Friday, the markets will be closed. However, we are seeing a scheduled release of the unemployment rate and non-farm employment change as I'm recording this for Friday at 8:30, which would really be a non-impact for you, right? Because if the markets are closed, how is that going to impact you? What that does mean is that when the markets open up Sunday night, the futures markets, we could see a lot of volatility then, if in fact they are going to release that data on Friday, April 3rd. Now, I have a feeling that it most likely is going to come out on April 2nd, but I just don't know. Right now, it still shows on the calendar as being April 3rd, and the markets are closed. So that may not be as big of an impact as it normally would be. That said, let's dive into our next piece, which is going to be retail sales. Now, retail sales, in my opinion, is going to be a very important number. If you look here, this number comes out Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and on the hard red edge, you can see that the previous month we were at 0. The last month, we were negative 0.2. This shows a contraction going on with retail sales, which, of course, if you are bullish on the market, you want increasing retail sales. You want consumption and demand for products, goods, and services. Expectations are right now that we are going to come out at not negative 0.2. They're actually expecting to come out at 0.4. So the markets are anticipating a big jump up here in retail sales. I don't know if I buy that one. I'm not really quite sure if I believe we're going to see a big jump in retail sales numbers. Bottom line is that will be Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So we've got a shortened week from the equity perspective. I do expect a tremendous amount of volatility because one day the president will say, hey, we're going to attack Iran, and the next day, hey, we're in good negotiations, and you just don't know at this point which way things are going to go. So the prudent thing to do is err on the side of caution. Go more defensive. We are seeing some pretty significant economic data released this week, particularly with the jobs data. And my friends, that is your Monday Morning Must-Knows. I hope you have a fantastic trading week, and we will see you next week.